Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Coffee with the Pastors. You can tell it's a Monday morning.
Yes.
My eyes are droopy.
Well, we've been reflecting since Easter, trying to identify why last week was a little more difficult than it had been for us prior, including Anita.
Whose eyes are not droopy.
No, she slept just fine. And we've been thinking about how Easter, how Easter was kind of a way to mark time. It was something that we were working towards. And then after Easter, we're not quite sure what's that next thing to work towards, especially since, before all this happened, we had some goals and things that we were slowly making our way towards that we can't do right now. So we've been looking for that other thing that can mark time in the future that we can make our way towards, and we haven't found it.
And I'm not sure we're going to find that big thing, right?
No.
But sometimes it might show up. So I was thinking about, what happens in the biblical story after Easter. And various Gospels are a little bit different, but the disciples are instructed to stay in Jerusalem until the Spirit comes. Stay put for a nebulous period of time. And there's an element of, there is an end to this. There is a time marker on the other side. It's just unknown. And it will be good. It will be special. There will be outpourings of Spirit. There probably already have been. But right now, we're encouraged to stay in Jerusalem until the Spirit comes. And so we can work at some milestone markers and those kind of things, and maybe we'll do that in a future Coffee with the Pastors. But for now, there's certainly an element of sit in the waiting period. Let yourself sit in that space of unknown, and embrace it as another part of life. It's certainly a hard one for those of us who are used to having production kind of mark our time. Well, now it's waiting.
So while you wait, a joke for you. This one, I think, was submitted by the Strong family.
I think you're right.
So, want me to start?
Sure.
We're gonna tell one joke because it's longer, but it's got kind of two parts. So, a new pastor moved into town and went out one day to visit her parishioners. All went well until she came upon this one house. It was obvious that someone was home, but no one came to the door even after she had knocked several times. Finally, she took out her card, wrote on the back Revelation 3:20, and stuck it on the back of the door. Revelation 3:20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and will dine with him and he with me."
So a week later, she was counting the offering, and she found her card in the collection plate. And below her message was the notation, Genesis 3:10. Genesis 3:10 says, "And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid." I'm glad she didn't answer the door.
That's right. Yes.
All right, folks. See you tomorrow.
Have a nice Monday.